introducing even, okay, to me, it is in detail for your level, but according to what we know in physics, it's just the introduction of the abstract. Say abstract, abstract, say abstract, abstract. So, before we define this word, first we say that the word abstract, neno abstract, the word abstract is made up by two words. Okay, it's made up by two words that are up and the thrust. Up and the thrust. Neno abstract ni neno ambalo limejengwa na neno abstract, neno ambalo limeundwa na maneno mawili. Kwanza ni up na la pili ni thrust. Sasa up unajua kutoka kwenye Kiingereza cha kwako cha kawaida, up manake ni juu, down manake ni chini, thrust manake ni kani. So before we go into too much details to define what the meanings of abstract, we have first to understand what the meanings of thrust. Say thrust, thrust, thrust. Say thrust. Okay, so here we have the first question. What is the meaning? Nini maana? What the meaning of the word thrust? Nini maana neno thrust? Thrust in physics, because you can find these words also in some other language. Or the question might be like this one: define the word or define the term, tafsiri the term thrust. Okay, tafsiri neno thrust. Nini maana ya thrust? Sio abstract. Kwanza twende kwenye abstract. Abstract tutakuja baadaye. Sasa hivi tunatakiwa tuelewe nini maana ya neno thrust, kwa sababu hilo ndio lilikuwa limebeba maana ya neno abstract. Kwa kabla tuanza kwenda kwenye neno ambalo limeundwa na maneno mawili, basi ni vyema kujua kwanza nini maana ya hilo neno kuu linaloitwa thrust. According to some of the references, thrust, especially online references, thrust is a type. Thrust is a type of the force. Thrust is the type of the force acting on a body. Acting on a body perpendicular to its surface. Okay? Thrust ni aina ya kani inayotokea kwenye kitu mkabala na eneo lake. So thrust is a type of force acting on a body perpendicular to its surface. Thrust ni aina ya kani inayotokea kwenye kitu mkabala au kwenye nyuzi tisini ya uso wake au eneo lake. Okay? So, consider figure 5.1 below, so that demonstrate the thrust, ambayo inaonyesha demonstrate the thrust. the thrust on a book, okay, on a book caused by a meter ruler. So suppose that this is the book, okay, so suppose that this is the book, and then you have a ruler, or a meter ruler, that's perpendicular, just like this. So what happens? So this book is resting at the top of the meter ruler, right? So this is the meter ruler, so it has 80 scale. Maybe 30 centimeter meter ruler, or maybe 100 centimeter meter ruler, like the one that I have, but this is the meter ruler. And then this is what we call this is the book, and then this is the meter ruler. Make sure that you draw and you write all of these notes, and then she said that this is the surface of the book. Kwa suppose kwamba hicho kitu chetu ni kitabu. Kwa hiyo manake tunaposema perpendicular, thrust ina act hivi kuelekea juu, ndio maana thrust. Kwa manake thrust inaelekea juu, lakini thrust inaweza kaelekea juu au chini, lakini inakuwa ni nyuzi 90. Na hapa manake na act katika nyuzi 90. So that's the meaning of 40 of this thrust. So we say that this is figure 5.21, ambayo asema thrust. We say that demo of thrust on a book. So let me explain. Ngoja nikuelezee au ngoja demonstrate kabla ya kuanza kuelezea kwanza. So let me demonstrate the meaning of that sentence, of that figure. Suppose that this is the book. It's a surface of the body, because you say that thrust is the type of the force acting on the body perpendicular to its surface. Kwa hiyo this is the surface of the book. And also this is the top surface, bottom surface, this is the side surface of the book. And this is the meter ruler, right? So I want to cause thrust on this book. This is the way that I cause the thrust. So you see, so the angle between the surface of the book and the meter ruler is 90 degrees. What the meanings? So the angle here, so this one, right? So this is the book. It is what? 90 degrees. Or sometimes, if for example that I have this one, and also I can cause a thrust like this way, because it's perpendicular to the surface of the book. So this is the book, and then this is the ruler, right? So that's what I've demonstrated there. So chukulia hiki ndio kitu ambacho kinapata au kinapokea thrust. Na hii ruler ndio inasababisha nini? Thrust. Au kani, ambayo kani inaitwa thrust. Sasa maana yake kama endapo hii ndio uso wa kitabu na hii ndio ruler, maana yake nikiweka hapa kuna engo kati ya uso wa kitabu au kati ya eneo la chini la kitabu na hii ruler ni nyuzi 90. Kwa tayari hii kwenye physics naita nini? Thrust. Hata pia ikiwa iko kwa juu hapa, hii naita nini? Thrust, kwa sababu imeact perpendicular na pia imeact katika nyuzi 90 na pia nyuzi 90 na nini, na uso wa kile kitu ambacho kinachokuwa kinapokea thrust. I think you have understood. If you didn't understand, please ask me questions in the comment section. Okay? Hi. Again, we have another questions, or one, just we have another question. What the SI unity? I'll be teaching in form of the questions for you to remember and master the concept. So this is the second question. What is a SI unit? Now you have understood what the meanings of thrust. Umeshaelewa nini maana ya thrust. Sasa je, kipimo kizio chake ni kipi? What is the SI unit of what? Of thrust. Kizio, the SI unit of thrust is Newton. Kizio cha thrust kinaitwa Newton. Newton ni jina la wana physics, wana hesabu, wana philosopher ambaye amefanya majaribio mengi sana ya physics. Kwa hiyo na hiyo unity ya thrust au ya force imepewa Newton kwa heshima ya jina lake. Okay, so the SI unit is called Newton. So the SI unit of thrust is Newton. Newton is the physicist who did a lot of experiment concerning about physics, and he did a lot of experiments also and inventions in mathematics, such as integrations of the subject calculus. He did a lot of things also in philosophy and so forth. So he is a great physicist in the world and a great mathematicians in the world of today. Okay, what are the examples of 40? So this is the second study questions. What are the examples? What are the examples? What are the examples? Examples of 40 of thrust. Nini? Okay, taja baadhi ya mifano. Ni ipi baadhi ya mifano ya thrust force? Okay? Baadhi yake ni hii. The first one is thrust that pushes aircraft forward. The thrust that pushes the aircraft forward. Okay? The second one, we say that thrust that pushes aircraft upward. The thrust that pushes the aircraft upward. Then number 3, we say that the thrust that pushes, that firing a rocket. Okay, a rocket vertically. The first example, we say that the thrust that firing or that pushes jets plane vertically. So we have 4 examples of thrust in real world. The first example, the thrust that pushes the aircraft forward. What does it mean? An aircraft is one of the vehicle that moving forward and upward simultaneously, while the normal vehicles or the actual vehicles, except that they're in mountains or in the valley, okay, they usually move horizontally. Okay, but the aircraft, it can move forward. So when the aircraft, for example, that is just taking off, moving forward like this one, the force that is pushing the aircraft, suppose that this is your aircraft, right? So this is the, for example, the running, we call it the running way, right? So already running way, and then it's taking off. So when it is taking off, it's going oblique, okay, oblique here called the projectile, and then it's moving forward. So this force that move it forward is, we call this thrust in physics. Again, the second example is the thrust that pushes the aircraft upward. When the aircraft is moving forward like this, suppose that this is your aircraft. moving forward like this. Also it's moving vertically. You see? So this the force, the thrust is the one that also pushes the aircraft vertically. Again, we say that the thrust that firing a rocket vertically. We have also rocket in Form 5 when you be pursuing the physics, PC and PCB or PC, or the physics, A level, you'll be learning some rocket propulsion in Newton laws. Very interesting topic. So thrust is the one that used to fire rockets vertically. You know that we have a lot of satellites, for example, communication satellites. How do physicists send those satellites in the moon, or engineers, telecommunication engineers, how do they send that satellites maybe to in the orbit, in their particular orbit, for example, communication satellites, or for example, weather satellites. So they are using what? Rocket. So the rocket is being fired by using what is thrust. The thrust is that pushes the jet planes vertically. You know the military planes, you used to see them, the way that they used to move. So what is pushing them vertically and also even upward is, we call it thrusty force. So you see, we use the thrusty force in our daily life. So make sure that you like it, you understand, you keep it in your mind, and then think how you can apply even for your own life. Okay, hii ni mifano. Thrust inatumika kwa ajili ya kuweza kuendesha ndege kuelekea mbele, na thrust pia inatumika kwa ajili ya kuendesha ndege kwenda juu, na thrust pia inatumika kwa ajili ya kuweza kupeleka roketi au kuendesha roketi wima, katika mwendo wima, so horizontal wala so oblique, manake roketi zinaenda hivi. Kwa roketi inaenda hivi. Katika news it is perpendicular. The thrust tukasema pia kwamba thrust ina push ndege za kivita kwenda wima na pia kwenda mbele. Hiyo ndo baadhi ya mifano ya nini? Ya thrust. So that is good point. So now if you have any question, do you have any question concerning about thrust? If you have any question, don't hesitate yourself to ask in the comment sections, okay? Then I'll come back to you. So then let us go to the, now we understand the concept of thrust. Now let us go to the combined weight of up and the thrust. Okay, up and the thrust, which means that up thrust. So we have the first question, okay? What is up thrust? What is up thrust? Ask your neighbor, what is up thrust? Ask yourself, what is up thrust now? You know the meanings of thrust. What is up thrust? Up thrust. Up thrust. Up thrust. Or in some of the books they ask you define up thrust. Tafsiri maana ya neno up thrust. Up thrust. What the meanings of the up thrust? Okay. So I found 3 definitions of up thrust. Nimefanikiwa kupata tafsiri 3 za up thrust. Takupa zote ili uweze kuchagua moja hapa ambayo ni nyepesi kwako kuweza kuelewa. I will give you all of these 3 definitions from different sources, and then choose one of them. Start the beauty of this channel, because I'll be giving you a lot of materials which are essential, well prepared, well summarized, well simplified, so that you can take them for the rest of your life. Okay? So we say that up thrust is the upward force. Up thrust is what? Upward force. This is the key word. Is the upward force that a liquid or that a fluid, this fluid, which means that liquid or gas, right? Gas exerts, okay, exerts on a body, floating in it. Floating in it. Or let me give you all these 3 definitions, and then I will explain each of the definitions for you, because my intention, I want you to like Archimedes principle for the rest of your life. Upthrust is an upward force exerted by a fluid that opposes the weight of a partially or full immersed object. This is according to Wikipedia, online reference, and this is according to the dictionary, English dictionary. Some of the references also define the word upthrust in this way: is an upward force. Is an upward force. Okay, is an upward force exerted by a fluid opposing the weight of an immersed or floating object or floating objects. So these are three definitions of the word upthrust. The first definition is, because the question is what is upthrust? Some of the books or some of the references or some of the examiners can ask you define upthrust. Some of them can ask you what the means of upthrust. So upthrust is the upward force, not downward force, it's upward force. That the meanings of up. Up means up. So it's upward force that a fluid, the meaning of fluid in physics, whether it is basic physics or A-level physics, means liquid or gas, exerts on a body floating in it. Maana yake nini? Upthrust ni kani inayoelekea juu ambayo kimiminika au gas kinaipa kitu ambacho kinachoelea juu yake. Maana yake nini? Maana yake tunasema hivi, chukulia, suppose that this is the jug, okay? And then you have water, and you want to take a piece of chalk and then dip it, right? So what happens? So it means that the liquid with inside the jug will be opposing. It means that it will be exerts what? Upward force toward it, the piece of chalk. I will explain in detail to you how this happens. So that's the first definition. Or is an upward force. Again, nasema kwamba keyword manake neno la msingi is an upward force exerted, inayotolewa by a fluid, means liquid or gas, that opposes, ili kuweza kufanyaje, kuipinga the weight of a partially or full immersed object. Manake pia hii ni kani inayoelekea juu ambayo inayokuwa inatolewa na kimiminika kwa kitu chochote ambacho, yani inayotolewa kwa kimiminika ili kupinga uzito wa kile kitu kinachozamishwa nusu au chote ndani ya hicho kimiminika. Manake kwamba kwa mfano, for instance, this is the jug of water, right? And then you have your liquid inside it. And then you want to dip this ruler on it, right? So what happens? It means that the water or the liquid within this jug, suppose that is water, water within this jug will be opposes what the weight of the ruler, because there's a weight of the ruler that acting downward. So the water will provide the upward force. So if this body obey the law of flotation, so the condition for the body to floating, then this ruler is going to float. Okay, that's the second definition. The third definition is an upward force again, you see, a keyword, exerted by what? By a fluid opposing the weight of what? An immersed or floating objects. Hii ni kani inaelekea juu inayotolewa na kimiminika au gas ili kupinga uzito wa kitu kilichozamishwa ndani yake au kinachoelea ndani yake. So it means that a liquid or a fluid can provide upthrust to the full immersed object. Also it can provide upthrust to the partially immersed object. What does it mean? Manake kwamba kimiminika chochote kina uwezo wa kutoa upthrust kwa kitu kilichozamishwa ndani yake chote au kilichozamishwa nusu ndani ya hicho kimiminika. Kila kimiminika kina uwezo wa oppose, ya kupinga ule uzito wa kitu kinachokuwa kinatumbukizwa ndani yake. Okay, I believe that you've understood the definitions of upthrust. If you have any more questions, please ask in the comment section. Okay, again we have a new vocabulary there which is called the fluid. Say fluid. The word fluid, means either liquid or gas. The word fluid representing liquid, or it represents what inawakilisha liquid and gas together. So we mean that simply, kwa lugha nyepesi, fluid ni sawa sana liquid au gas. Okay? Upthrust, pia upthrust ina jina lingine. Upthrust is also known in physics as what? Buoyance. So if you really ask that to define the terms buoyance, then the meaning is upthrust. Kwa say buoyance. Kwa upthrust pia ina jina lingine inaitwa buoyance. Okay? Ambayo ina maana hiyo ya upthrust kwamba ni upward force exerted by the fluid to oppose the weight of the body that is immersed or floating on it. So pia kwa sema the word upthrust is called the buoyance, but also the upthrust force The upthrust force is also called the buoyant force or buoyant force. So if you be asked to explain about the buoyant force or to compute the buoyant force, means that the upthrust. Kwa ukiulizwa kwamba tafuta buoyant force, and I can upthrust. Then we have again another question, which is question number 5. What is SI unit? What is SI unit of what? Of upthrust or buoyant force? Upthrust. So the SI unit of upthrust, because we know the SI unit of thrust, the SI unit of upthrust, the SI unit of upthrust is Newton. So because upthrust is the force, so it is SI unit is still what? Newton. Okay. If you have any question, please ask in the comment sections. Don't hesitate yourself. Again, I would like to answer the 6th question on upthrusting. What is the direction? What is the direction? What is the direction of upthrusting force? What are the directions of upthrusting force? We said that upthrusting force is the upward force that is exerted by the fluid that opposes the weight of the partially or fully immersed object. What is its direction? Is it directional or non-directional? That's the question. And if it is directional, yes, okay, so the answer is it is directional. If it is directional, what is its direction? That's a very important question for us to know. So he said that according to the many experiments, done in physics, regarding the concept, kulingana na majaribio mengi yaliyofanywa kulingana kuhusiana na concept au wazo la concept of upthrusting force. We say that the results shows that matokeo ya hayo majaribio yanaonyesha kwamba results show that the upthrusting force acts on the body to the fluid. The upthrusting force acting on a body due to the fluid, is always, we say always is always, acts upward, in the upward direction, in the upward, not downward, not sideward, in upward direction. In upward direction at the center of buoyance. So he said that according to the many experiments done in physics regarding the concept of the upthrusting force, the results show that the upthrusting force acting on a body due to the fluid always acts in the upward directions at the center of the buoyance. Tunasema hivi kwamba kama hiki ndo kitabu chetu ambacho tulikuwa tumechora kule kama ndo upthrusting au no, kama hiki, kama this is the jug that containing say liquid, suppose that this is the beaker, you can use any container, in a liquid container that to demonstrate this concept. This is the jug containing a fluid within it, right? And then so what is going to happen, we say that if example that we want to dip this meter inside the liquid or fluid in this jug, what happens? The fluid is going to exert an upward force that is perpendicular and also perpendicular to the surface of this wood and wooden, and always is directed upward. So the upward there means that the upthrusting is always directed upward. So always is pushing the body, or always is opposing the object, the weight of the object upward. That the directions of the upthrust. Okay? So if we observe the upthrusting and the weight of the body within the fluid, then we find that the upthrusting force is always acting in opposite direction. In opposite direction. In opposite direction to the direction in which the weight of the object acts. Okay? Kasamba upthrusting force is always acting in opposite direction, uelekeo tofauti na uelekeo wa uzito wa kitu ambacho kinachopimwa. Okay? So let me just suggest it to demonstrate, consider, okay? Okay, just like a simple demonstration, okay? Suppose that this is the beaker that's containing a certain liquid. And the simple liquid that every student who is watching this video can find is water. Right? And then here you have a string that rolled on the stone. So this is the stone, example of the body, and also this is water, representing what fluid, and then this is, suppose that this is the beaker, if you are in physics lab, or we call it Eureka cans or whatever, or you can even use maybe a bucket. at home if you want to do this experiment. Then suppose that this is the string, and then so what happens. Okay, so maybe the abstract stiff force exerted by water will be perpendicular, and will be going, it means will be opposing the weight of the objective vertically. So all of this is the directions of upward force that will be given by authority. But don't get confused. In simple words, it means that abstract stiff force is directed upward. So this is abstract. And then here we have weight of the body, which we taught you in the concepts of the force. W represents what? Weight of a stone. So for clearly, to draw it clearly, clearly, we say that, suppose that this is the stone. Okay, this is the stone dipped in water. Dipped in water. So we have two forces that will be acting on this stone. The first one is this one. We call it weight of stone, directed downward. And then here we have abstract. So you see, so both forces are perpendicular. This is downward, say downward, kuelekea chini, while this one is what? Upward. Kwa hizo kani, ile inaelekea juu, inaelekea chini. Okay? So up to this moment, you have understood the all introductions that what we should cover in Archimedes principle and law of flotation. Not only that, but also that you have some few concepts, or you have a good introductions and good foundations on the concepts of the abstract. I would like to end this lecture by giving you some few questions, okay, or the homework. Just the homework. I want to leave the homework for you so that you may do and go through what I've taught you. So before I end this session 1 or period 1, I would like to give you some few questions, and don't forget to join me in the second session or periods of Archimedes principle and law of flotation in 2 languages, Swahili and English. Homework au kazi nyumbani au mazoezi ya kwako binafsi, kuna haya maswali. QN manake question. Question 1, what is, or before even what is, differentiate between abstract and thrust. Tofautisha kati ya abstract na thrust. Swali la pili, the second question. What is the direction of buoyant force? What the directions of buoyant force? Explain briefly. Elezea kwa kifupi. Those are the 2 questions which for the homework, and I would like just to end this lecture 1. I will be breaking this lecture into small lectures of session 1A, session 1B, session 1C, etc., etc., etc. So make sure that you enjoy. And before I end this lecture, I'd like just to give you a few things. Remember that this is Olenjolai, who is sharing to you about physics and the secrets and the beauty of physics. Make sure that you subscribe onto my channel called the Tanzania Online Ordinary Secondary School. Olenjolai in bracket. Make sure that. And then make sure also you ask your questions in the comment sections. And also don't forget that, please tell us where are you watching this video. If you are watching from Sumbawanga, just tell us. If you are watching this video from Mwanza, please tell us in the comment sections, because this is the national program, and we'll be happy to see that this material will be spreading to the 31 regions of United Republic of Tanzania. So make sure that you tell us, and also make sure that you share this material to your schoolmates, to your primary schoolmates, to your secondary schoolmates, to your young brothers if you are elder, to your children if you are guardians or parents that have been sharing this material. My rejoice is not just to teach this stuff. My rejoice is to see thousands and even millions of the students get happy on what I've been teaching to them, because I know that they've been suffering around, they've been roaming around, and this is the moment that they get a response or the answer that I've been praying for a long time. So I'd like to thank you. Join me in the second lecture or second session, so second period. Just don't worry, just understand. I will use these words interchangeably. Session, lecture, periods. Understand this. What I mean is just the sessions or the periods or the lecture, or just like a certain time that we have to put a focus on something. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, and may God bless you. See you again.